Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Committed Critics, a pop culture podcast. We're not only committed to our opinions, but also each other. Aww. I'm Kevin Lau.
I'm Ryan Davis.
And I'm Zachary Wright.
Whoa. Hey, Zach.
Man, Zach, your voice got very low.
I know.
No,
he hit
it's
puberty again, guys. He hit puberty again.
I actually really, I find the implication very funny that Jordan's voice is deeper than Zach's.
Oh no.
But hi, Jordan.
Yeah, hi. I'm here. I'm replacing Zach. He's at work right now.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the thing.
Schedules did not quite meet up the way they were supposed to this week. So
Nope.
It's great being an adult.
Yeah, right? It's great.
No, it's not. Actually, okay, it's not bad because last night for dinner I had Eggo waffles and grapes and it was delicious.
I love
That sounds great.
I love cooking my own food. I love being able to come home whenever I want. So
That's fair.
yeah, it's I don't know, it's freeing, but there are like some responsibilities. Thankfully,
Yeah.
I am almost done working on a movie. So even though my body is sore, my bank account is happy for a bit.
There you go.
Yeah, got one more week of pickup stuff, and then I'm done. It's on to the next project. But speaking of being an adult, we're talking about Pixar movies.
Adulting at its finest.
Yeah, specifically we're talking about like our top Pixar movies. One Pixar movie we didn't care for, and kind of like our own little like Pixar pitch. Like what was the one Pixar movie that we would love to see? But to kick us off, Ryan, what's your top 5 Pixar movies?
All right, top 5 Pixar movies. These are in no order whatsoever. These are just the 5.
Okay.
But WALL-E, because it addresses, pollution and destruction of Earth and, how we're kind of, being bad on it. Toy Story 3, because it was a dark red Pixar movie and a way better conclusion than Toy Story 4.
Agreed.
Debatable.
Ratatouille, because chef's kiss. An Italian hand, even though, yes, it's French.
Oui.
Incredibles, because superheroes and family. And then Soul, because jazz and black people and becoming obsessed with the passion and all that stuff.
So, hold on, quick note on Incredibles. I'm surprised you like Incredibles because superheroes and family, not because it's Watchmen for kids.
I mean, that also too. But like, here's the thing: I give Incredibles like props because I'm like, all right, most people like when you stop and look at Incredibles, this is a dark movie. Like,
oh yeah,
they try to murder children. They did murder a bunch of superheroes.
Oh yeah,
like. And then the villain literally dies by getting sucked into a plane engine and exploding. Like, that movie was not, like... like, I look back and I'm like, this movie was messed up. And all the sexual jokes and everything. But, yeah.
But they were, like, subtle enough to where it's like, okay, it's really for the adults. The kids would not get it at all.
Yeah. It's like, they got busy! I'm like, oh, Lord. But yeah, also my runner-ups is the Monsters movies. Hilariously, I like University more than Incorporated.
Okay.
I do too, actually.
Yeah, I know a few people who do that. I'm not one of them, but like I respect it.
Yeah, it hit me more than Incorporated did. I was like, Incorporated, the nice little, we're raising this kid, but like at the same time, I'm like, I like the little origin. Like, hey, here's how we became friends. Cars is great because of the music and actually makes small town life seem fun.
Yep.
And then Finding Nemo because my dad keeps quoting it along with Lion King and Star Wars. So,
all right,
classic.
All right. What about you, Jordan? What's your top 5?
Okay, so the way that I rank my movies is by rewatchability. It's very, very rare for me. Like, if I like something, I will definitely rewatch it or reread it. I don't do that with everything. But these are the top 5 that I will watch time and time again. So, Up.
Okay.
Finding Nemo. Toy Story 3. Ratatouille. And Cars.
So, when you say that you love Up, you mean like the first 10 minutes, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I love getting depressed immediately. As if my mind doesn't do that already. Yeah, no. So they all have a special place in my heart, like whether it's because of the story or the memory that's tied to it. Like I remember seeing Cars in theaters with my family and my dad just absolutely loving it. And I remember seeing Up in theaters too and falling in love with that story. And I never just get tired of watching these 5 films. But I will say I do have some honorable mentions too. Because of my inner critic always saying, you still gotta judge some things. So that would be Coco, Luca, Turning Red, and Soul. Just because these films are so well made. But for me personally, nostalgia plays a larger role in my ranking. And I connect to that more than I do like my critical side. And then we're not mentioning shorts in this episode, but I do want to give a shout out to Partly Cloudy, the short, which premiered right before Up. I love that one. It made me so happy. And I don't know. It's my favorite little short.
Ryan, do you have a favorite short?
Besides, like, I'd probably be Bao. Like, Bao.
Oh, Bao's a good one, too.
Bao hit me hard because I was not expecting that. And especially, like, when she eats dumpling. And I was like, oh, I see the representation behind it. But I'm like, still, like, it hit me hard. Like, I love the classic birds and the chess game, but Bao just hit like a rock.
Oh, it's great. Have you seen Turning Red yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not watched.
It's the same from the same director as Bao.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, she made Bao, and then she had the opportunity to make a feature, and then she made, they ended up making Turning Red.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched a Pixar movie since Soul, I guess. Yeah, Soul.
Highly recommend Turning Red. I think you'll like it.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll like it, Ryan, for sure.
Especially the ending. My top 5 are in I guess it is by rewatchability, but also it's like I really do love these. Like Toy Story's number 1. I've watched that since I was a kid over and over. And Toy Story is one of those.
One, right?
Yeah, the first one. And it's one of those movies where every time I watch it, I kind of forget the movie. So I just get so immersed into it. So it's just a fun rewatchable experience. Second, love Ratatouille. I think it's a fantastic film. There's
so good.
So
Chef's kiss.
One of my film professors took a scene from Ratatouille, but the food critic talking about criticism and how criticism works with art. And that is such a very well summarized way of how critics view art as opposed to how the general population views art. No other film or art or essay out there talks about it so neatly and concisely as that one scene in Ratatouille. And just that scene alone just makes Ratatouille great. But then also the rest of Ratatouille is amazing. The way it uses visuals to how it visualizes sensation and taste. It's really good. WALL-E, obviously, because I love sci-fi and also robots and talking about pollution, fallibility of man, and what it means to live. Coco.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's with WALL-E, yeah, everyone's surviving, but they're not living. That's the whole point of it.
Okay, I see what you mean now. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, shout out because that's probably one of the most romantic Disney movies that they have.
Oh yeah.
I need to rewatch it.
No, it's a good
It's
time.
beautiful.
Space. Coco is amazing. Visually fantastic and also very, very human at the same time. The ending hits me every time.
Oh, it does. Yeah,
Still haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch it.
It's so beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and my number 5 is the new one that just came out, Turning Red. Absolutely loved it. I'm watching it yeah, this is great. I love this. Not only is it obviously with Coco as well, there's a representation of minorities. But also it's this is finally if it's always fresh to see movies made from a woman's perspective. Because it's so film is so male dominant. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Can confirm.
Even when most of the movies you see is from the male's perspective. So when you watch a movie from a woman's perspective, it feels I say that it's unfortunate so that a woman's perspective is so refreshing in the medium. It's that should be a normal thing. Obviously we should have film is all about perspective, storytelling as well. And and it's really cool that like Turning Red like has it is a woman's perspective about growing up, but also is a very human, relatable thing that even guys can relate to about the pressures of living up to your parents' expectations, and just like trying to find your place in the world, both like with your friends, with your family, and within yourself. So it's really fantastic film. But yeah, moving on. Wait, hold on, where were we at? Oh,
Kevin, what's your favorite short, really quick?
Oh, favorite short, Paperman. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Paperman, yes. I'm a sucker for it.
It's so good.
I don't remember that one.
Okay. Watch it during the break. Starting now. Starting a podcast? Try a Podbean Unlimited hosting plan. It's what we use here at Committed Critics, giving us the opportunity to have our show on Pandora, iHeartRadio, and even Spotify. You can get your first month of unlimited hosting for free on us by going to podbean.com/committedcrits, just like our Twitter, or by clicking the link in the description. Podbean, the easiest, most affordable option to get started in podcasting.
Don't you wish there was a pop culture review site that appealed to cinephiles, both professional and casual? Well, look no further than crpwrites.com. New content such as movie and TV reviews, film essays, and more are released every week by writers who crave for movies like every moviegoer craves for popcorn. CRP Writes is dedicated to making sure no one is wasting time or money where they shouldn't be. After all, you have to be able to buy your popcorn and eat it too. crpwrites.com. Casual reviews with purpose since 2018.
And welcome back to Committed Critics as we talk about our favorite Pixar films. And I want to start off with a retraction. I said Paperman is my favorite Pixar short. It turns out, as we learned during the break, Paperman is not a Pixar short. Is a Walt Disney animation short. So my favorite Pixar short is Bao. And I apologize for anyone who's angrily typing in the comments like, oh, Kevin doesn't know anything about movies. So
how dare you, Kevin?
I know.
He's fake film major.
I know. I'm a fake film fan. What do I don't know what to do. I was just trying to fit in with the cool kids. All the kids that love Fight Club and Pulp Fiction. I want to be just like them.
No.
Nope.
I don't want to learn the technical stuff of filmmaking. I just want to direct.
Oh God.
Anyways, what's a Pixar film you didn't care for? Jordan, you want to start off?
Yeah, I can. The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
I will say it's the only Pixar movie I have turned off because I could not get into the story whatsoever. Maybe I need to give it another chance. I don't know. I just did not really care for it.
Mm-hmm.
My runner-up would be Cars 2. Okay. So I know we started this whole episode because of IGN releasing their ranking. And I will tell you right now, I will fight the entire company of IGN because they said Cars 3 is worse than Cars 2. It is not, okay? I will also say...
I don't know, go ahead. You do your thing.
Neither of these sequels were needed, okay? Cars was perfect on its own. You did not need Cars 2. You did not need Cars 3, okay? Also, I will note, Cars 3 is definitely The Force Awakens to Cars A New Hope. But damn it is still better than Mater being a spy. And I will die on this hill.
Uh-oh. This is a segment's going to be interesting because Ryan,
you're up next. Kevin, you go next.
No, because I want to build off of what you said too.
All right. Well, first, I'm going to shoot you on the hill, Jordan. No. I'm the unpopular opinion. I say I have no problems with Cars 2. Is it a shift from the first movie? Yes.
No
it is
problem.
Absolute.
It's a 5-star movie for him.
I didn't say it's a 5-star movie, but it's a problem.
It's a decent movie. I won't say that it's a bad movie. It's a decent movie.
Not every single movie has to be like a plot to it. Like it's basically Mater's Tall Tales as a feature, and it's just dumb fun. Like it's enjoyable. Am I gonna say it's like the best Pixar movie? Hell no. But I'm like, there's nothing wrong with Cars 2. It's like, unless you were looking for, I want something as deep and moving as Cars 1. No, they were just like, you know what? We now have an entire universe where it's just cars are alive. Let's just go crazy with it after this. So yeah, I haven't seen Planes.
never said it was a
I haven't seen
bad
Cars
movie.
3.
You haven't seen Cars 3?
No, I
Don't watch
refuse to
Cars
see it
3.
because there's a certain situation that happened in the Kellogg dorms that has now tainted Cars 3 forever.
No.
I can no longer think of it.
Ryan, have you watched Space Jam recently?
Yes, I have watched Space Jam and Space Jam 2.
See, then Cars 3 is not tainted.
I guess so. I'll watch it eventually. I just also
Yeah.
haven't had a motivation to watch any Pixar movie. The last one I watched was Soul, but that's because my entire family was like, yo, we gotta watch Soul. And I was like, yes, we do.
All I gotta
So-
say is Turning Red and Luca. Those are 2 must watches.
I will. I
Yes.
find that I find it hard to watch anything Disney related by myself.
Mhm.
Like I have to have like a group or friends or something
Fair
because it's
enough.
I don't have any motivation to watch it by myself when I can watch like anything else.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
I'll get to those eventually. You know, when I have friends to watch them with.
Oh no.
Well,
But there,
there you have 2 friends that live near you that watch everything Disney. So
yes, and I will.
I think
consider
exclusively
watching it
watch
with them.
Disney. I think.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll consider
What?
watching it with them. But as for the actual stuff that I did not care for, I did not care for Inside Out,
Okay.
like at all. Like
All right.
emotions having other emotions just did not do it for me. I did not care for like any other characters. I was kind of just like I was just very much bored like throughout the movie.
Mhm.
I was like I wasn't even sad with the whole Bing Bong disappearing thing.
Okay.
Oh, that got me.
And Jordan, you're gonna really hate me for this one if you hated me for that. Up as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
The opening does hit like really
Yes.
hard. Like I was like, dang, that just gave me a whole existential crisis. Thank you. But as the movie goes on, I don't find myself interested until literally like the last 5 minutes when Carl is like going like to Russell's his graduation ceremony or whatever it is, his little patch ceremony, like, and then he's like spending time with him afterwards. Like that's the last point like where I get interested.
Mhm.
But throughout the whole movie, I'm like, all right, we got the talking dog, we got the childhood hero who's still somehow alive. I don't know how he's alive when he was a grown man when Carl was a child, and Carl's now like 80 and this man is still kicking, but you know, ignore that. But I wish I wish it had been like a short like bow. Like I wish it had been like, Carl like, like instead of like it's metaphorically he's trying to get the balloons off the ground to like go flying, and this kid keeps knocking on his door like, no, you got to come back to reality, come back to reality, come back to reality. And it
Okay.
ends with him finally accepting the kid. Like I wish it had been like a short like that. But
Man.
I'm happy with the movie. It's not one of the ones I care for. Like I would rarely rewatch it.
Ryan really said up is down.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jordan. I know that's your number one, but
No, it's
It ain't-
okay. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion, and I get that. Like sometimes the story can drag a little bit, but I love Doug and I love Kevin.
Thank you.
I love you too,
Yeah.
Kevin. Yeah.
I think that's honestly that's fair.
Yeah, you would not believe the
I
amount of
accidentally
times
messed up
I've
Jordan's,
heard, Kevin's a girl.
I messed up Jordan's Doug TV show by making it Japanese, so that was a fun time.
Oh, I didn't even.
Oh, I
forgot
remember
that. Was a
that.
Because I was watching Star Wars Visions in
In
sub.
Japanese, yeah, and I had to fix
so
it.
she
Those little
she
shorts
turns
are
it off
good
like-
though. They're so cute.
what?
The Doug shorts that came out, Doug Days,
Oh, I never watched them.
would recommend.
Okay, I actually haven't seen those. So I just want to respond to Cars 2 real quick. I know it's very
no.
divisive, but I actually don't mind Cars 2. Like it is a terrible sequel to Cars, but it is a
Yes.
it is a legitimately good spy comedy. Like it's very, I think it's very funny if you watch it as a spy comedy. When it comes to Inside Out, I also didn't care for it too much, but it was more of the sense of like I didn't think there was enough substance to it to last the full runtime. I think it could have been much stronger as like a 20-minute or 30-minute short.
Yeah.
As opposed to like because it just feels very thin stretching out to that a full 90 minutes. So like I don't fully understand the love for Inside Out, but like, you know, I'm not like against it. But yeah, the only Pixar movie I haven't seen is The Good Dinosaur. But my least favorite Pixar film is Cars 3. It feels like a direct to DVD movie, but like, but like the animation, even though I would say it's like, I wasn't say like, except the animation style, which feels like it's meant for theater. Like, no, actually, the animation still is like half the budget of a normal Pixar movie. I don't know. It's just a very weird and jumbled mess. It has the feminist message of it is very weird. I know I'm saying that as a guy, but like it feels like it kind of backtracks a lot of it too. I don't remember too much of it. I do remember thinking though, like, oh, it's trying to be feminist, but then it just forgot that it was trying to be feminist. It was very weird. But yeah, it's just Cars 3 is just a weird movie to get through that Pixar Disney system. But Cars is a huge moneymaker for them merchandise wise. So like it probably just made one to cash in. Right, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
I'm waiting for ships. Or
No.
boats, or whatever
Oh,
you wanna
no.
call it.
think of all the ships that would happen. The fandom would create.
It's like we already have cars, we have planes, and might as well just do boats or trains or whatever.
All that shipping. But yeah, what is your Pixar pitch? What is a Pixar movie that you would love to see, Ryan?
Well, I'm curious to see Lightyear. I know it's up in the air whether or not it's gonna be good. It's kind of like what I want, like a sci-fi adventure.
Yeah.
But I know it won't go as dark as I want it to, like an actual sci-fi adventure. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe something that explains the origins of the Pizza Planet truck in every movie, because I do love the Pixar theory. I think it's like one of the best things to come out of like the Pixar fandom.
Okay.
And I'm like, if I had a movie like that, like where it's like, all right, here we go, we're gonna travel through Pixar timeline, like through every single thing, that would be awesome. If not that, then just have a movie where the villain wins and there's no happy ending. Just to shock me.
The little green men from Toy Story just traveling through universes on the Pizza Planet truck.
Something. Just like I want the order, because I know
that'd be a great show.
I know the whole thing is like Boo travel back in time, or she's the lady from Brave and all that stuff. Like I know about all that. But I'm like, if that's the case, can we just please have that movie so I can have like my whole little, I don't know, like Avengers style type thing where it's like it all comes together at the end.
No. I got it now, Ryan. I got it for you. It's the short I was just talking about. Like the little green men, like somehow like soup up the Pizza Planet truck, and then like they travel through different universes and pick up different characters along the way, and it builds like a giant crossover at the end. It's probably like 15 minutes short, maybe. I don't know.
Is that an actual short?
No, I want it to be though.
Oh,
you gave me the idea, and I'm like, and now I'm pitching it.
Well, I want it to be a movie, so that way it's not like, because if it's a
we'll
short,
make it a movie.
Yes, that'd be good, but they can't build out on it. Like, honestly, that's just Space Jam 2 now that I'm thinking about it.
We'll make it a movie.
The
The
movie
little
you just
green
pitched.
men are the main characters. They have no character arc whatsoever.
That's okay.
It's fine.
They don't
They
need
don't need it. Exactly. They don't need it. It's the
Taxi.
world that needs to change.
I'm also slightly and a little bit mad that the Lightyear movie does not address the fact that there was a Buzz Lightyear TV show.
Well, we don't know that yet. It could be referenced in the movie. Like,
Maybe. If they have the characters from the Buzz Lightyear TV show, I will fucking drop.
So I think what's happening with that, like canonically, is that the Buzz Lightyear TV show is based on the events of Lightyear. So Lightyear's real life.
Oh, okay.
Lightyear's real life, like with Andy and the toys and all that stuff, and then the Buzz Lightyear TV show was like basically the animated form of the Buzz Lightyear's adventures, and then the Buzz Lightyear toy was made from the show, like merchandise or whatever.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
So there's like 3 layers to it. I'm personally not a fan of it. I think it's dumb, but like it makes sense, I guess. Got to cash in on Toy Story while you still can.
Yeah, because Toy Story 4 was a flop, or at least in my opinion.
Nah, Toy Story 4 was fine. I liked
hated
it.
that so much.
I liked it.
You didn't need it, damn it.
It was kind of necessary for Woody, I think. It was the closure that Woody's character needed.
He had the closure. He had a new person. He said goodbye to Andy. All the toys. It was about moving on, giving away to the next kid to have their own little adventures. And I was like, yes, this is it. So long, partner.
It's kind of
End
like
story.
It's kind of like a metaphor of growing up, though, like not being dependent on someone else, like learning to become independent.
But here's what's gonna happen. Andy's gonna go back to the little girl and say, "Where the hell is Woody at?" She'll be like, "I don't know, but I got the spork."
Do you think Andy's gonna go back for his toys?
I think he's gonna go like, "Hey," I mean, like he's gonna go visit the girl. He's gonna be like, "Hey, I'll play with you or whatever." Like, you know, I think I have the idea that like Andy's gonna like have this connection with Molly, but now that connection's just gone, running off with Lil Bo Peep.
All right, well, Jordan, what's your Pixar pitch?
Wait, quick thing. Ryan,
Yeah.
do you mean Bonnie, not Molly?
Bonnie, Molly, they all have a child.
Because Molly was the sister and Bonnie is the little girl that got all of the toys.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I was like, they kind of did a little bit with Molly in Toy Story 3, but I wanted to clear the air with that.
Clear the
Okay.
air. Show everyone
Clear
that
the
Ryan
air.
was wrong.
No. No, so my Pixar pitch, I don't have like a story necessarily. The first thought when I saw this was just that something with flowers. I love the idea of like a symphony of flowers where
Okay.
it's something that's just bright, bold, and whimsical. It does not need to be a musical by any means, but like the flowers are the instruments. I think Alice in Wonderland kind of does that, but it actually be the main story.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I don't know what story to put with it. But that's also why I don't work for Pixar, so I don't have to.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I can visualize that. That sounds pretty awesome. Kind of like
And I like,
almost like Piper a little bit.
yeah, I like Piper. That's a cute one.
So even though I said Paperman is not a Pixar short, I think Pixar can definitely accomplish something that is in the same style and spirit of Paperman.
Yeah.
Because Paperman is so unique. Its art style was revolutionary at the time, combining 2D and 3D elements. Like the only thing we've seen since then that does the same thing is Spider-Verse. Like that's it.
Oh, okay.
Like it's Paperman is a precursor to Spider-Verse, but then like there's nothing else that does the same style, except for obviously like now Mitchell's and the versus Machines, but it's also from the Spider-Verse crew.
Yes.
So, but like Pixar, do it, please. I'll pay money. So yeah, before we close out, any final thoughts on our Pixar episode?
I guess I'll go first. Like I said in the Encanto episode, I do love the direction that Disney and Pixar are going with their messaging and showing more of like diverse casts and topics. I do hope we see more of that. I'm actually kind of excited to see Lightyear, especially Socks the robot cat. I've watched the trailer a couple times and I just think I love Socks already. So
It's a coin flip. We'll see what happens.
I'm interested to see. I also am a simp for Chris Evans, so he can't do wrong in my eye. I mean, he can, but
It's like,
as of right now, he's not.
don't put people on pedestals.
I know. I'm trying not to. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like his voice. I think he's a good thing for Lightyear, but we'll see. We'll see.
That it throws me off there that because I'm so used to Tim Allen for so many years.
Yeah.
So it's like it throws me off. I'm like, that's not Tim Allen. It's Chris Evans.
I think like their voices
Alright.
are kind of close enough that like it would be fine. Like I don't think I would have too much of an issue with it.
I also don't like the idea of Buzz having hair. It's just throwing me off. I'm like, he has hair.
You think his scalp is purple?
Well, I was like, I didn't think it was purple, but like I just
That's what
I was
that's
like,
what
all right,
astronauts
so
wear. Except it's not purple.
Here's the thing, like in the Buzz Lightyear TV show, he still had like the purple thing on. So like you never actually saw like his hair. So I'm like,
Probably real
he's
greasy under
had
there.
that purple thing for so long that I'm like, nothing else is supposed to be there. If anything, his head was supposed to be shiny.
But yeah, Ryan, did you share your final thoughts?
Is Pixar getting more diverse? Yes, and I'm happy about that. Do I still think the older movies like dealt with pretty solid themes and stories, except for maybe like Good Dino or Brave? Yeah, like I enjoy the older movies. These movies are not as happy. I know, like how people are like, "Oh, Turning Red is too adult," and I'm like, literally, Finding Nemo started off with the murder of an entire family. Like, what do y'all want? Y'all think it was a great thing?
The discourse of Turning Red is very, very telling of some people. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
No, it definitely is, and I'm just like, I'm enjoying watching it because all the people are like, "Yo, all these other Disney movies have mass murder. Mulan literally wipes out an army. Clayton literally gets hanged. Like, Judge
Cars 2
Frollo's
has
over here about to
terrorists.
rape a woman." Yeah, like, none of these movies were happy, like, little, like, things. Like, Disney is not as, like, I will say this. Disney doesn't go as dark as it could, but it goes dark enough that I'm actually impressed sometimes that they get away with it. Is it my favorite franchise? Is Pixar or Disney my favorite franchise to watch? Absolutely not. But I'm glad to see Pixar's at least thriving, even if it is making Disney, the unholy company, money.
Okay. My final thoughts are that we are definitely seeing a great shift in quality since John Lasseter left Pixar and Pete Docter took the reins. Soul, Luca, and Turning Red are all fantastic. Those are all like under Pete Docter's supervision. We just need to get over the bump of Lightyear, which is the last film greenlit by John Lasseter. But it is written by Pete Docter, so it could still be good. It's like, we don't know enough. We just gotta wait and see. Do you know why John Lasseter left Pixar?
I don't know who John Lasseter is.
No,
Okay.
I was just actually going to ask you that.
He is he's like one of the founders and like was the main creative head of Pixar. He was asked to leave because of lots of sexual misconduct from him.
Okay.
He's a terrible person. Yeah, and he recently created his own animation studio, like a new one. And Brad Bird, the director of Incredibles and Ratatouille, just signed a contract to work for him. So it's a little questionable what's going on over there. But yeah, rest in peace, Brad Bird's career. Made some good movies, but this is not the right choice.
No, it's not. Dang. He made Ratatouille. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. And Iron Giant. Yeah.
Iron Giant, such a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's okay. So listen, like, bad people can make good movies. Woody Allen is a terrible person. Annie Hall is a fantastic movie. But like, you know, it doesn't. So like, it really, like, you know, it's the same thing with Harry Potter, where it's like you can still enjoy the work of bad people, just understand like where it's coming from. And if there's a way to like that you don't financially support the creator, then just go that method. Not necessarily stealing, but like utilizing a library or like borrowing a copy from a friend or something like that.
You missed it last episode, Kevin, but in the Patreon part, we did talk about Harry Potter and stuff because I just read all the books for the first time.
Oh.
And I borrowed them from a friend. Well, because the checkout time at my library was like 6 to 10 weeks. So my friend had all of the... Yeah, she had all of the hardcover editions. So I read all 7 books in 5 weeks total.
Okay, wow, that's pretty fast. I read. What are you barking about? Come here. I don't know why he's barking. I read Goblet of Fire was the last Harry Potter book I read. I was like, yeah, it's whatever. Anyways, this has been Committed Critics. You can listen to the rest of our thoughts about other topics on our Patreon episode, linked below in the description. For just $5 a month, you get exclusive access to these episodes. But there's also a $1 tier and a $2 tier for more exclusive content. You can follow us on Twitter at Committed Crits. That's COMMITTED0ITS. On YouTube at Committed Critics. Spelled the same there as here everywhere else. And TikTok at Committed Critics, all one word. And special thanks to our current patrons, Davey Peppers from Game Mechanics, Ryan Kowalkowski from Ryan Plays Drums, Andy Phillips from Andy Phillips, Jody Wright, and Devin Vonderhyde. And Jordan, did you want to plug your YouTube channel?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So if any of our listeners are interested in baking, any baking tutorials and stuff, I have a YouTube channel where I'm only posting monthly right now just because our schedules are kind of hectic, but it is called Blue Bell Bake. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, both at bluebell.bake. And you can follow along there and see some recipes and have some fun.
Nice. And we'll see you in 2 weeks as we talk about Arcade. Bye.